Well, hey, I hope I've actually got on now, she says, and now with my camera. Oh, hey, I hope I'm live. Right, let's turn on some lights because I've been faffing getting YouTube to go live. Oh, right. If you bear with me, hope everyone's here. Right, I've got those there. Let's see if I'm live. And I can see what's going on. Put that on. Can anyone hear me? Just double checking. Right, and the camera's gone the wrong way. Good old YouTube, eh? Don't you love it? Okay, I will turn it round. And see, my phone is in landscape mode, and yet when I've gone onto YouTube, it's gone into portrait mode. Typical. Right, let's turn you round and I'll do it that way. And I'll see if I can zoom down in a little bit more. If not, I'll lift up to the camera, which will be a bit of a pain. Sorry, I'm faffing. I was all ready to go and it wouldn't let me on, and then I went into this blind panic mode. Right, okay. Like I said, I'll lift it up because it's just not letting me go down any lower. Let's see if I can zoom. Whoa, that's too much. Sorry if I'm sending everybody a little bit doolally. Is that better? Let's have a look. Yay, that's a bit better. Right, okay. So, let's turn on another light because we might need it, even though... Hey, everyone. Sorry, I'm going to chill and get back into absolutely everything. Right. I know that I changed the time, so for people, I just wanted to know that this was here, and then I can share it with everybody. So Build a Butterfly. Okay, so Build a Butterfly is made up of 3 stamp sets and 3 sets of dies. So if I go through each one as they go along, you can see what I mean. So we've got originally named, as is the way with me, we've got like Build a Butterfly 1, Build a Butterfly 2, and Breathe in the Air. I can't see chat at the moment, so I apologise if there is anything. Oh, Caroline, brilliant. Chat's just come up. I'm going to take a slurp of coffee because I think I need it now. Oh, typical. Right, okay. So Build a Butterfly 1, 2, and so we got Build a Butterfly 1. I'm hoping I got it the right way round. Build a Butterfly 2, and we'll go through each one. And then we've got Breathe in the Air. So Breathe in the Air is a DL. The other 2 are A5. Go around this way here. So what you get is the idea. So you get that you can create stylized body effects here. You then can have extra portions, which are these bits here. And what they allow you to do is create the opposite side of your actual butterfly. And that is the same for both the A5 stamp sets. So what do I mean by that? So if I grab the boards, it's easier to show you. So for, I'm dropping bits now everywhere. So I've got myself all flustered. So for example, if I'm going to bring this in because it's portrait, and then I can turn them around. So you can start off by creating your different wing that you've got there. So that is one half there. And then it's up to you what body you want to put on. And then you've got antennae as well, which I'll show. So you can build that bit there. You then get the extra 2 pieces here, which means that you can then build up to create a complete butterfly image if you want to do it. So now you can create a completely 3-dimensional butterfly, which means you can then, this one isn't fully completed because I've lost one of the bits. You can then create a butterfly that looks like this. So you can either have half a butterfly facing one way or a complete butterfly. Now, with the collection, you then also get, let's just move you for the moment, you then also get the matching outline dies. So you will get your main die here that cuts out half your body. So this is really hard for me now doing it in portrait. I'm going to have to put this landscape and explain, sorry. You will get half your body actually there. You then get these other portions. So these are the stamped images, but you get the outline dies that cut all of these out. You then get another smaller die, which cuts out that portion there, as you can see, and another die, which creates that portion there. But it also works on the opposite side. So you now can actually cut those bits up and layer. Also, you get smaller dies like a heart, a bow, and a flower. Just in case you don't want to use the bodies, you could then put the heart in the center there and add the antennae as well. So that is just one of the designs of on one, you know, with the outline dies. So then the second one will cut out your wings for one side, your opposite wings for the other side. And then what it will do is also cut out, you get an outline die that will cut out both the different body shapes and also the antennae. So you get 3 antennae in there, and you get a right and a left. So they're already done for you, which then means sort of thing that you can, you know, stamp them. You don't have to die cut them, but you've got both there. You don't have to try and manipulate the stamps, and you've got the outline dies, you know, to match up. So when you start layering things together, that is when you can create like a butterfly, like this sort of image. So taking, let's just go back to this page here. So taking this part of that I've cut out here, I can then layer it up on top of here. So that's this part here. I can then take this part down here and I can layer it, I can stamp it and cut it out, and it's all layered up for you. I've left this one so you can see that's how it would be flat, but you can then create your 3D butterfly straight away, add your body, and then you can add, I've left the antennae to show, you can then add the whatever antennae you want to add on top to create that stylized butterfly. So it's something really, really big automatically straight away. And that's just like one design that you can actually create from them all. So let's just move you for the moment. And I'm going to bring in some other things with it. Right. I'm not used to this portrait mode, so bear with me. But in the same breath, what I wanted to be able to do was, so I'm going to show, like, you can then create fuller butterflies with both. So if I take these two here, these 3 stamps here, I can join them together and create a fuller butterfly, and I can just put a body down the middle, or it could be the heart, it could be whatever you wanted to do. And that works for all the designs across both of the different stamp sets. You know, so you can then make the butterfly that you want to make. I could just leave this half, as I said, and that can go on there, and you can then add the antennae that you want to add on top as well. So it's allowing you to create all the different things that you want to create. And this is, like I said, just from one stamp set. So that means as well, if I take these now, all these little elements that you see extras, all create other things for me. So they will actually create repeating patterns. So if I take these ones here, I can now suddenly make things like flowers. So I could do one that's got 4, or I could do one that's got 5, and it looks completely different if you stamp in a coloured ink compared to a black outline. So you can change the drama. If I didn't trust my stamping, I could stamp them out and die cut them. So these ones have actually been stamped and die cut and then joined together in the centre, and that's where you could bring the extra die like the heart or the little flower, and I can create a stylized flower that way. So it just gives you, you know, different options. Again, if I'm bring in like this one here, stamped in black, but then you stamp it in colour, the wings look completely different to when you stamp them in black. So you don't have to have all that outline if you don't want to. If you stamp in a colour that you're going to colour in, it just becomes one blended image. I hope that makes sense as such. So that's just literally one die set. So from the, well, one die set, one stamp set. But going back to, she says, so this board here, if I look at this image here now can do lots of different things for me as well. It can create another smaller form of a butterfly, and I can put my body across the top of it if I wanted to, or I could stamp again there, and it would recreate a repeating pattern. So you can then you know, create different patterns, different looks of what you want to create. So they can be big or they can be small. So I said, so that's one set. I've got lots of samples to show. Let's just move you over there, and I'll just move you. Okay, so going on to the second set, it's exactly the same principle, but it's completely different sorts of wings. So you get your main body, so it can be half a butterfly. You then get extra portions that will create different sizes of the butterfly. And then, you know, so that then goes and makes completely different things. I've realized this is the wrong graphics. Let me just get the right ones for that one. I've got my samples absolutely everywhere, and I'm just trying to find what I've done with the stamp sets. Hold on. Right, okay, here we go. That's better. Right, if I bring in my stamp set, it's easier. So you get the outline body, you get the extra wing that goes across there, you get the extra portion that goes down, which would create here. The same with this one. You get the side, and you get the two portions that go those ways. So again, you can then create, you get two extra bodies on there and another 3 sets of antennae going right and going left. So I'm going to move you and grab the boards. Oh. Right, so then now that means if I grab the boards, I'm just changing the patterns around. I'm going to have to, sorry, I don't know why my phone went into portrait mode, considering it's locked on landscape. So now I can take this part of the body, and if I'm just going to grab another, I've coloured this one, and I can create my butterfly there by using one of the bodies there and add on the antennae. I can then, if I add in these 2 pieces here, I can create a whole butterfly, and I can then bring in whatever body I want to use to make it more stylized. I could leave it as is. You know, it doesn't matter. The choice, you become the designer, and the choice then is completely and utterly yours, how you want to use it. I'm just reading some of the comments now. Oh, the comments have finally come up. It's bizarre, isn't it, sort of thing. So, you know, you can create whatever you want to create. So that's just one style. So technically you get 4 butterfly styles, but you then mix and match. Hi, Charmaine. Sorry, my phone's gone the wrong way around, but never mind. So if I take the second set, so I can take, so this side here, I can, let's grab a different, I've die cut absolutely everything. So I'm just going to grab what I've got. So I can take this actual portion here, and I can add on another body and a stylized body, and add in then the antenna of my choice. You know, it works however you want it to actually work. It could be any of the different bodies, so it could be that one. So all in all, with the 2 stamp sets, you will get 4 different designs of the way the bodies look. It could be that one, can go there, and there is another one which I don't appear to have, well, I haven't die cut this one, or it could be like this one here. So you've got the choice that with all the different die sets, you can mix and match them. If I then stamp out these 2 pieces here, which are the mirror side to this, I can then join everything together to create a whole big butterfly, if that's, you know, what I want to do. And if I just put, and I can add a body on the top of it, I could add the antennae, you know, again, you be you. You could just put the heart in there, and it completely, you know, changes the way it looks all together. So that's just stamping, but this set also comes with outline dies as well. So the outline dies, if I do this sheet first, so the outline dies, so they're the different side I've stamped in, and you get all the different main pieces I can join together to create my own butterfly. You then get a die that will pull out this smaller bit, so I can do matching and layering, or I can colour that green and it's suddenly a leaf, or I could colour it pink and it's suddenly a petal to a flower. But you get the opposite one as well. As I said, you get the different bodies, so you get 2 different bodies with this stamp set and 3 different antennae, and the antennae again are lefty and righty. So you can choose whatever you want to do, or you could take the antennae from the previous set and make them work together there. So this one here, you can see the main image there, and it's got the outline die. So I've cut these out. I've got the outline die for this side and the outline die for here. But you then get another die which will cut this shape out. So if I bring in that shape there coloured, it would sit like that there, so you could raise it up if you wanted to create a different look, but it will also work the mirrored way round, so you can then create a double, you know, so your butterfly can have more and more layers. You can, you know, so it suddenly changes the way it looks. You then get this shape here, and I'm looking for the bits I've coloured, but I can't find it, and that then would sit on top to create another look. So if I bring in this piece, I've cut out half the butterfly, I've added my body, I've then added in this piece here, which now goes all the way round, and then what I did was I took this piece and I've added that on top. So now I can create, you know, a layered look to the butterfly, and then I've just added a little bit of my stamps from a previous collection on top of it. So, you know, that's just half, but I could repeat that and do that on the opposite side and create a full butterfly as well. I'll just put you back. So you have all these different outline dies, and also then what you have in there is you have dies that create a sentiment. Let your wings be dreams, or you could just use the word wings, or you could just use the word dreams. You could take the word dreams and you could put it on top of the butterfly bodies, and that, you know, that could be the joining point. It completely and utterly, you know, you be you, as it were, sort of thing. So we've got all of those. So you've got all of those outline dies. So I think all in all, with the 2 A5 stamp sets, there's something like 28 stamps. But I think with the dies, I think you're talking about 40 odd dies all in all that will cut all these different layers out for you. So you can create, you know, if you don't want, I mean, I like cutting, but if not everybody likes to fussy cut. So now you've got the dies to do it. So, you know, looking at, so if I bring in, so that's now 2 different butterflies. So you've got 4 different butterflies between the 2, as I said, all with outline images. But each of the pieces must do something else for me. So I can take the lower part of the butterfly, where is it? Let me get the stamp board. So this part here, which is, you know, this part on the actual wing itself, I can now create flowers, which then means, if I turn it portrait, you might be able to see better. I can then create, just with one stamp, a complete border. Hi, Sharon. Like I said, comments are hit and miss. I can now complete, with just one stamp, a whole background, which has like a floral look. And that for me is a bonus when I want to do some of my printing. I can take the same stamp and I can then create something completely different, which is I can start to make pattern building, and I can create frames. So I didn't need to carry that on. I could have just made a frame like that, and I could be working in it. So for art journaling, or for however way you wanted to do it, you could then suddenly create a frame that looked like this. I can take the same stamp. So if I take, so now this time, if I take this outside edge and one of the bodies, I can then totally create a totally different sort of frame. So I've stamped the body, because they will, all the bodies when joined together will make a frame, and that's one of the things I really wanted. You've then got the wing there, a wing there, a wing there, a wing there. And then I've just stamped into the corners to create a whole frame. And to me, that looks quite seasidey. I don't know what anybody else, I can see like shells and things like that. So you can then, you know, change them. They don't have to be butterflies. They can be whatever design you wanted it to be. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Look seaside. That's how I saw it in my head, sort of thing. Sorry that I'm portrait. I have locked my phone to landscape, but there you go. So, you know, so it changes, but in the same way, like I said, I can create like little flowers like this just by using them. So, you know, everything takes on a completely different look. You know, and that was important to me. Everything has to do more than one thing, as it were. Right, so let's put you there. I'm going to put my hand there just in case autofocus goes into silly mode. And then we have the final set, which is, she said, looking for it, Breathe in the Air. So Breathe in the Air is a DL, and you get the main outline stamp, and you get some different sentiments with it. And the sentiments can be used as their own, or they're actual background builders. And when I show the samples, you'll see what I mean. So I've had to sort everything out into different piles ready for it. So for Breathe in the Air, you now will get an outline die. So you get a set of matching outline dies as well. And that means I can stamp my image, or I can just color it as is, but I can take the outline die and I can actually cut out the whole of that image. Yeah, it is, Catherine, but I think for me, for Shady Designs, was I wanted you guys to come, you know, create your own voyage of discovery with how you create it, because we all make things in a completely different way, and we all come in with a different color view, you know, and it's all of that as well. But you also then get a smaller die that actually cuts out the smaller butterfly image. So it means you can then put that butterfly on top of there. And, you know, it works. So you can now layer it up. So you can have this independent and put it onto an art journal page, for example, or you can just stamp it out and then just take this element and layer it on top. So, you know, the choice is yours. But with the Breathe in the Air, you also get some other dies. I'm going to put the sentiments because we've seen that. And you get some other dies. And the dies here are more background builders. So you then get a background here. And I've locked my phone display, Sharon, into landscape. I've just checked my phone now. I think it's the way YouTube wouldn't let me go on. And I think it was like, it then defaulted to how it likes it to be, which is a pain. Anyhow, so you get the other dies that go with it. So you get a background, which means your butterflies have somewhere for all the collections to sit on. It's a bit like a trellis effect, a lace effect. You get words which says always, choose, and you've got you and be and I. So it could be always choose you. You can do you and I, be you, sort of thing. So you then choose the sentiment that works. So, oh, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. Oh, your journal pages are really stunning. I know Alison's aren't they? They're really stunning. So you now can add the sentiments you want on there. I mean, this is just the waste from these pieces here. So it's a bit like a trellis, a background effect, but obviously tear it up and it changes into something different. So while I've got this set here, I'll show you some samples with it. And then I can show you some journal pages. So I'm going to bring them in so you can see. So this one, I'm going to try and see who is by Sheila. And Sheila has just literally stamped on the Breathe in the Air and coloured it in. And it's created a DL set altogether. Whereas the second one, she's literally just taken a portion of it and made it, laminated it, and we've got a little bookmark. So it doesn't have to be used fully. So put that there. I've got Sue has taken the Breathe in the Air, The smaller butterflies are from an original Shady Designs, but then what she's done to go around the edge, she's just literally used the smaller portion of the stamp and gone around the edge to make it look like the butterfly has got all those leaves and twigs in it. So again, you know, completely different. We've got this one here, which is Breathing the Air. I'm going to try and do people's names, but if I can't, which is Alison's. And Alison has used, I'm assuming, the actual die cut that creates this background to make like a stencil in the background, and then just brought in the words either side of it. So it quickly creates, you know, a different look. This card here, I'm just trying to get bit by Jan, has used the background of the die on, you know, so she's created a spritzy background, cut it out, but she's only then used the small portion of the die cut elements, and then put the words in from around there. So it completely looks differently again. Now, this one is completely different. And what it is, I'll try and lift it up a little bit. It's using all the words as sticking them onto, and they then become your textural background, adding in like that trellis die, and then taking Breathing the Air and cutting it out and just sticking it on the top. Thank you, Alison. So I'm taking a slurp of coffee. So it suddenly changes and the drama changes of the piece. And that would make a great art journal piece. Whereas if we look at this one, it's literally taking Breathing the Air and stamping it in 4 times, and it's created a frame. So you can completely change the way the stamps look. Or we can go for this drop one, which is just done in blacks and whites and then coloured with a grey pencil. And again, same stamp set. Whether you're a stamper, you can use it as a stamper. Whether you like your die cutting, you can bring in all your die cutting elements as well. So the set really combines a little bit of how you craft. So I'm just going to move them there. And then I'm just going to grab a few other samples. There's lots I just wanted to share. So bringing in Build a Butterfly 1, instead of making butterflies, we've actually made a frame and then use the sentiment from Breathing the Air to go round. And that's changed the look again. It's no longer butterflies, it's a frame. Or as Jane's done here, she's just done a black and white background, and then she's stamped and coloured all the different, and die cut all the different elements out and put them together to make the butterfly she wants to create with that that piece. Now another thing from here is using the wings of the butterfly, and suddenly they're flowers. But you can then take the smaller butterfly, stamp it and die cut it from Breathing the Air. So it's mixing the stamp sets up again, and it completely changes it. And these become flowers instead of butterflies. Or match the pieces together and make a whole background that is just full of butterflies. So, you know, so it completely changes the way you look. Go a little bit more mixed media, and you can see this is the butterfly wing here that has just been layered on top of each other. You've got a butterfly sitting there, and then it's bringing in all the other sort of elements to create your background. That is stenciling using the die cut, so it makes it look completely different again. Using the lower part of one of the butterfly parts here, so this part here, it completely changes it again, and now you've created a different sort of pattern. So I'm just going to do, and I've got a few more to share, and I'm just going to quickly whiz through. That is literally using some washi from Dolly Dimples and just stamping one of the little bottom of the butterfly wings. And it's a simple, straightforward card like that, which I think is lovely. I'm going to move it because that's a 3-dimensional. Or you could go full on colour and create something that has full on colour, and it's more whimsical. It's more however you want it to be, if that makes sense. This one is bringing in different papers, but the butterflies now and the matching have actually been stamped onto vellum and coloured, die cut out, and then created it. So it looks like a completely different butterfly design as well. You know, so you can go, again, using just the wing and repeating it, and then building up the butterfly. So there's that different element there. And you've got the body. You can create as much drama. Use the butterfly to create poppies. I'm going quickly now so you can see different things. As I said about frames. So, you know, I'm going to turn this one this way. So now this is creating one of the bodies of the butterfly with the wings stamped, and, you know, created a frame and then a butterfly put on the top, and adding all those different layers that you've got from the butterfly to go on there, and you've created, you know, a different type of frame. Okay, this has been stamped. I did this one, and then I've used the antennae as well to build up the pattern. But you could easily die cut this out if you didn't feel confident with your stamping, so it completely changes it again. There's joining, a nice, you know, clean and simple, adding on the different elements there. So you now create a little bit more of a layered looking butterfly. Go completely different again, and using half, and then using different elements from the butterfly cut out to mat and layer onto vellum. So, you know, it completely changes. I'm running out of space. Let's put you down here for the moment. And just, where is it? What else did I want to show? Aha. So this is another one that's created a frame. So where you saw the frame before, and it was stamped in a black ink, this has been stamped and embossed in gold. So the drama of the frame completely changes. These are the antennae that have been also stamped in gold, die cut out and put around to create a completely different frame. And then you've got your butterfly body and the way you want it to look. I could have added more layers on top of there. You know, so things completely change. This one, for example, oh, I'm fighting with samples now. So this one, for example, has got, this has been stamped, but the opposite side is all die cut layers. So it's having a flat layer. It's then taking one of the sentiments and stamping that in the background to create a different sort of look altogether with the background. So everything, I know, Catherine, they did some beautiful, beautiful, and it also shows how everybody saw, you know, the collection in different ways. So you can do flat stamping and bring in your die cut layers, you know, so there's so many different ways you can actually use it. Now, obviously for me, I have to use it in my way. So I'm just going to grab some of my journals. So let's grab this one. Right, I'm just opening it off camera because it is a big journal. Well, it's an A4 one. So where is it? So now I can actually bring in, I'm hoping, this is a journal page. But this time what I've done is, this is bringing it in the oval frame it flowers. Moroccan trellis from a previous launch, and also the love one from the music notes stencil. And then I've created it, but I've added one of the butterfly images, and I've layered it up how I want it to be on here, and just added in some of the sentiments. So you can, and that was important, you can go from whether you want to be a card maker, an art journaler, a mixed media, you know, you can change it in a completely different way. I'm just going to take this that way rather than trying to attack the camera. And I'm just trying to find another page that I did. Right, okay, so, and then this one is completely different again. So it's taking that dot, it's stamping through it, creating a quick background. But then what I've done, I've taken the dies, Choose to Be You Always, and I've added those to the actual art journal piece, and then just stamped and die cut out the Breathe in the Air, and added in a few other little bits of frou-frou, you know, to it. The washi tape will be on the show, as well as some of the other sentiment packs, the vellum and the clear stick event packs as well. And that's all I've done from there. So it creates, you know, a quick art journal pages. And then this one here is bringing in Make a Mark from one of my earlier launches, but I've then overstamped with one of the butterfly wings to create some detail. And you can see where the flowers are. If I lift it up, where the flowers are, they are the parts that were actually in the butterfly wings that I've coloured out. And then I've just overstamped straight away in there. And it means then I can add in, I'm just going to grab a random die cut for now. I can actually then put in another butterfly that I want to put now on top of here, or I could add in a different flower that I've created. And it's, you know, so they are designed to create backgrounds as well as focal images as well. And there's just one last, oh no, there's two more. I did have fun with this one. And this here, what I did was I stamped the Breathe in the Air, and then I just took the outline die. I'm going to see if I've got the die nearby me. That would be a good plan, Louise. Good plan. Here we are. So I took the outline die and I cut so I took the outline die and I cut out a piece of scrap card and I put it on top of this image, which then means I can add all my inking around, but my main image doesn't actually, you know, get covered in all the background, and I can either colour it in or leave it as the way it is. And then finally, one last one. This is just one journal page. I've turned the wings into different styles of flowers. And that is an art journal page. And then all I've done is just created some circles around them and brought in the other stencils from Shady Designs to create a completely different look. So, you know, the images can be whatever you want the images to be, you know, completely. So let's move you out the way. I'm being really good and tidying up as I go along. Otherwise, it doesn't quite work. Now I'm looking for my black journal and I've put it somewhere safe by the looks of it. I just had it a minute ago. How can you lose a whole journal? Right, I'm going to have to go and look for that. Anyhow, right, I will have to have a look and share that later. So one of the things I love to do is I like tag books, and I think that way. So this is, you know, bringing in a completely different way. So this is like adding all the different layers. So it's a little bit more mixed media. It's using the stamps in the background, the sentiments as a background, and then layering up with all the different embellishments that, you know, I've got that I can create with. Right, let's just keep going. Sorry, this will be me going in different ways. And then this is bringing in Breathe in the Air and bringing in some of the other embellishments and other things I've got from the mix from Shady. And I think some of the ephemera I've got from Tim Holtz, you know, to create a completely different look. And then I think I've got one that I can't start showing you because it's going to be a demo piece. So you can take them to go, you know, in whatever direction you would like them to go in at the end of the day. So let's just put you back there and I'll file you away. And that's going to bug me now. I can't find that journal. What did I do with it? This is me tidying up. I shouldn't tidy up as often as I do. So I will find it, and that will be something I can then share with everybody when it comes to, you know, the actual show. So as I said, you get your 3 different sets of stamps. So you'll get one set here, as you can see, and it comes with your matching outline dies. I store my dies. This is how I have to work in my head. I put the pairings together. So that is one set. You then get the other set of A5 stamps. I know, definitely I'll find it as soon as I finish. And then you get the outline dies that go with all of those, and then some extra bits and pieces. And then finally you get the Breathe in the Air with, let's move you out the way, with the different dies that go there. So we've got the I'm going to put everything away so I don't forget or lose it, as I now can't find that journal. That's going to bug me. I'm going to have a look for that. So you get the outline dies, and then the same in the same die set, you get all of those bits as well. So that is the, you know, like the complete collection for building the butterfly. So there's a lot in the actual different collections to allow a little bit of you being you. So I hope that just gives you a little bit of an idea of what the collection's about. I'm going to be honest and say I might redo this video so I'm landscape so I can actually explain it a bit more, but hey ho, we'll see. And it's on Create and Craft. I'll be there tomorrow, 7 and 11. But Create and Craft have very kindly reduced the bundle price down already. So if you're interested in the bundle, it's actually at the price for the show, which is like woohoo. I'm just going to see if I can get the link so you can see all the different show things that are going on. Oh, sort of thing. Isn't it amazing? You know, things should be easy and they're not. I don't like things when they're complicated. Right. So the collection is literally going to be something like, you know, all in all, I want to say 30, 40 stamps and God knows how many dies together to allow you to create and build the butterfly you want for your project. I will, as I said, I will start posting up. We'll start posting up some other different of the samples. Light here is absolutely atrocious at the moment, but we'll get that done and we'll start sharing them with everybody. But I won't keep you any longer because obviously it's a lovely bank holiday and we've all got an extra day off. And I'll, you know, thank you ever so much for your time and your company today. And I hope you can join me even if you're in your PJs tomorrow with, I've got Janice, I think at 7, and I've got Adam at 11. So thanks ever so much. Apologies for the thing being round the wrong way. And I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.